Party started. It's a Bible reading party. We're gonna get this party started. We're gonna get this party started. We're gonna get this party started. It's a Bible reading party. A O A O A O A O. Gonna get this party started. All right, let's try that again, shall we? So I'm still having technical difficulties this week. It looks like things are really choppy. It's out of my control. There's nothing I can do about it. I've got an Ethernet cord set up, and which means I've got basically like a landline for your phone, but I got a landline connected to my computer. I got an Ethernet, so it should be a really strong connection. However, I'm looking at my phone and it looks so choppy. So I may or may not use this live version, or I may use a recorded version because right now I'm recording at the same time that I am live streaming, just so that somebody after the fact watching the replay can have that option to watch a nice, clear, non-buffered video. The time is now 7:06 a.m. Texas time. It is 7:06 in Fort Worth right now. It is Saturday morning, just got off of work. And yes, it is July 11th, 2020. If you're in the States, or maybe it might be worldwide too, but if you're in the States, you just might be able to get a free Slurpee today on 7-Eleven. Yeah, it's something they do. I don't watch TV anymore, and I rarely listen to the radio, but I do know that in the past, that's something that they like to promote. On 7-Eleven, you can go and get, on 7-Eleven of any given year, you can go and get a free small Slurpee. If you decide to get one, let me know. Come back in the comments and let me know if you decide to get your free Slurpee. All right, it is Friday morning, and it is the end, almost the end of week 28 of me reading the Bible. Let me start off by showing you my Bible. This is my Bible that I use. This is the New Believers Bible Compact Version, or translation, First Steps, or version, First Steps for New Christians. And this is the New Living Translation. I do use my Bible dictionary from time to time. This is my Nelson's Compact Series Bible Dictionary. There we go, nice and clear. And on occasion lately, I do use my big red dictionary. It's just a Random House College dictionary. It's one of the older models. I think it's an X library edition, but yeah. From time to time, I will use that to look up such words as, what did I look up yesterday? I looked up Colossae, the city of Colossae in here, and I looked up, I don't remember. But in either case, from time to time, if I'm not able to see a word in here, I will go to my other dictionary. I can't remember what I was looking up. Preparation. No, it began with the letter S. Serve. Solitude. Well, let's see. Let's jump into the dictionary. Let's jump into the word, and maybe it'll jog my memory. Let's see. Check something out. Oh yeah, I'm buffering really bad. I'm looking at my phone. I'm buffering really, really bad. Well, it's a good thing I'm recording this. Yeah, I'm still holding the Bible up. Come on, YouTube, what's going on? All right, so we are in week 28. Yesterday, I read through the book of Colossians and the New Testament. I tell you guys, I gotta be honest with you. Some days are easier than others coming on here. And I say that because I always want to be as transparent as possible. I always want to be honest and open. Because I know that sometimes when people make videos, they like to highlight the best of themselves because that makes for good video, right? To always be smiling and to always be happy. But sometimes it's hard to come on here. Sometimes I'm tired, like now getting off of work. Sometimes I'm in a bad mood, like today, getting off of work, and sometimes I'm just not feeling reading, especially reading out loud. It can be a task sometimes, but I'm glad that I am continuing to do it in spite of what I'm feeling. I'm continuing with what I said I was going to do. And what I said I was going to do is read the Bible every day. And so here I am. All right. So yesterday was the book of Colossians, all 4 chapters, very short book. However, it did take about an hour to read. There was also some notes that went along with it. Notes such as, or cornerstone commentary such as Jesus is Divine, talking about chapter 1, verses 15 through 20. Let God Occupy Your Thoughts, talking about Colossians 3, 2 and 4. God's peace needs to rule in our hearts, talking about Colossians 3 and 15. Avoid aggravating your children, talking about Colossians 3, verses 20 through 21. Work as if you are working for the Lord. Talking about Colossians 3, 22 through 24. And keep your conversation gracious. Talking about Colossians 4 and 6. Boy, oh boy, I'm looking at my screen and it is terrible buffering. So I'm more than likely, I will be uploading the recorded version of this. I'm glad I thought about that. All right. According to my study guide, which I'm going to share with you right now, according to my study guide, I'm reading, I'm back in the Old Testament, reading through 2 Chronicles 1 through 3. Let me make sure you can see my screen. Yes, you can. Okay, so this is 2 Chronicles 1 through 3. And I'm going to start reading the synopsis at the front. Oh, before I start reading the synopsis, let me read what's on the page here. So you're looking at a gold box, a gold rectangle. On the screen, the left side says read, the right side says checkpoints. and we're on Saturday. Today is Saturday morning, and so right at the bottom there, you will see Second Chronicles 1 through 3. That's what I'm going to be reading today. And on the right side, it says checkpoints, and the checkpoints for today are, well, not necessarily for today. The checkpoints for this week are an angel's drawn sword, the hope of glory, handwritten by Paul, the veil, cymbals, harps, and trumpets. And this channel, Boulevard 40, is brought to you by my very own website. It's called The Bible in 1 Year, as I am challenging myself to read the Bible in 1 year. And yes, I've been working on this little by little. Every week I'm trying to put something new on here. And so the purpose of this is to encourage other people to read the Bible in hopes that they become engaged while reading it and find ways to apply it to their life by asking some questions. There's some questions here on the home page. There is a little piece here that will lead you to a sister site that I'm working on as far as me covering my head this year as I'm exploring that. There is a place on here where you can get a Bible or give a Bible if you are feeling generous and you would like to donate to this particular organization that's on here. As soon as it pops up, you can donate a Bible to those in need. This organization gives out free Bibles to people, or there's an affiliate link on here where you can actually purchase a Bible for yourself or as a gift to someone else. Ooh, lots of lag today. Okay, it says Google Chrome is not responding. Okay, so I'm just going to keep talking about the website since it's not loading. The blog, it will be very much like this channel here, Boulevard 40, where I'm reading the Bible, but I'm also talking about Bible topics, Christian-based topics. And so on the blog, you will actually be able to read some articles that I write there. And then the resources page is where we'll be putting valuable information to help people read the Bible on their own. Not necessarily in a year if that's not something you want to do, but if you want to read it in a year, there's different study guides and plans and just some breakdowns. So here's the page that was taking quite a while to load. We've got Give a Bible, and that link will lead you to biblesfortheworld.org. I have no affiliation with them. I found them. I thought they were worthy of being on this site, and so I put their link on here. And then this one is the affiliate link. Get a Bible. If you go through that link, if you're looking for a Bible anyways to purchase for yourself or someone else, through no extra cost to you, I will get a small commission if you choose to buy a Bible through there. Also, I talked about the blog already. I'll let you guys go ahead and check out the blog, but I did want to show this resource page that I'm adding to weekly. With the little bit of time that I've got, I'm trying to make sure that I build it up to make it a helpful site for anyone wanting to read the Bible in 1 year. I got a breakdown of mental preparations because you do need to be mentally prepared if you're going to read the entire Bible through. Need to work on your environment, where you're going to be studying. There's different study plan types that is recently added. There's tons of Bible study guides, but there's basically 4 types: sequential, historical, or chronological, selected readings. Sometimes those are considered devotionals. And then there's complementary. So I'll let you go ahead and read that on your own. And let's see. And this is a very short list of some Bible reading guides. And each of these bullet points are links. Got some extra media here and information that I'm hoping you'll find it helpful. Okay, since this is taking quite a bit of time to load, I'm just going to get back to where I'm at here. Yeah, technology, I wish I had more control over it, but sometimes there's seems like whatever lag is making me buffer so much is making the pages load quite slowly. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Let me turn up my phone really quick and see. Wow, that's a lot of lag. Yeah, it's a good thing I decided to record today because there's so much lag. It's probably about 5 to 10 minutes behind right now. All right, this is Second Chronicles. The author is Ezra. The date written is 430 BC. The genre is narrative. The emphasis is Second Chronicles. In Second Chronicles is on the southern kingdom, Judah, and on David's descendants. Here, God used five outstanding kings to bring periods of revival, renewal, and reformation to the land. This is chapter one of three today. Let me go back and see. Oh no, my Kindle doesn't want to load. Okay, yeah. 1 through 3 I'm reading today. So, chapter 1, Solomon asks for wisdom. Solomon, son of David, took firm control of his kingdom, for the Lord his God was with him and made him very powerful. Solomon called together all the leaders of Israel, the generals and captains of the army, the judges, and all the political and clan leaders. Then he led the entire assembly to the place of worship in Gibeon, for God's tabernacle was located there. This was the tabernacle that Moses, the Lord's servant, had made in the wilderness. David had already moved the ark of God from Kiriath Jearim to the tent he had prepared for it in Jerusalem. But the bronze altar made by Bezalel, son of Uri, and grandson of Hur, was there at Gibeon in front of the tabernacle of the Lord. So Solomon and the people gathered in front of it to consult the Lord. There in front of the tabernacle, Solomon went up to the bronze altar in the Lord's presence and sacrificed 1,000 burnt offerings on it. That night, God appeared to Solomon and said, "What do you want? Ask, and I will give it to you." Solomon replied to God, "You showed faithful love to David, my father, and now you have made me king in his place. O Lord God, please continue to keep your promise to David, my father, for you have made me king over people as numerous as the dust of the earth. Give me wisdom and knowledge to lead them properly, for who could possibly govern this great people of yours?" Verse 11, God said to Solomon, "Because your greatest desire is to help your people, and you did not ask for wealth, riches, fame, or even the death of your enemies for a long life, but rather you asked for wisdom and knowledge to properly govern my people, I will certainly give you the wisdom and knowledge you requested. But I will also give you wealth, riches, and fame, such as no other king has had before you or will ever have in the future." Then Solomon returned to Jerusalem from the tabernacle at the place of worship in Gibeon, and he reigned over Israel. Solomon built up a huge force of chariots and horses. He had 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horses. He stationed some of them in the chariot cities, and some near him in Jerusalem. The king made silver and gold as plentiful in Jerusalem as stone, and valuable cedar timber was as common as the sycamore fig trees that grow in the foothills of Judah. Solomon's horses were imported from Egypt and from Cilicia. The king's traders acquired them from Cilicia at the standard price. At that time, chariots from Egypt could be purchased for 600 pieces of silver, and horses for 150 pieces of silver. They were then exported to the kings of the Hittites and the kings of Aram. That is chapter 1. I don't see anyone coming in today, but in case they did, I did want to say hello. All right. Yep, I'm looking at my phone and I'm still so far behind. And it looks like the live button doesn't even work. It's so far behind. It's all right. Moving along. Chapter 2 says preparations for building the temple. Solomon decided to build a temple to honor the name of the Lord and also a royal place for himself. He enlisted a force of 70,000 laborers, 80,000 men to carry quarry stone in the hill country, and 3,600 foremen. Solomon also sent this message to King Hiram at Tyre: "Send me cedar logs as you did for my father David when he was building his palace. I am about to build a temple to honor the name of the Lord my God. It will be a place set apart to burn fragrant incense before him, to display the special sacrificial bread, and to sacrifice burnt offerings each morning and evening, on the Sabbaths, at new moon celebrations, and at other appointed festivals of the Lord our God. He has commanded Israel to do these things forever. This must be a magnificent temple, because our God is greater than all other gods. But who can really build him a worthy home? Not even the highest heavens can contain him. So who am I to consider building a temple for him, except as a place to burn sacrifice to him? So send me a master craftsman who can work with gold, silver, bronze, and iron, as well as purple, scarlet, and blue cloth. He must be a skilled engraver who can work with the craftsmen of Judah and Jerusalem who were selected by my father David. Also, send me cedar, cypress, and red sandalwood logs from Lebanon, for I know what your men are without equal at cutting timber in Lebanon. I will send my men to help them. An immense amount of timber will be needed, for the temple I am going to build will be very large and magnificent. In payment for your woodcutters, I will send 100,000 bushels of crushed wheat, 100,000 bushels of barley, 110 gallons of wine, and 110 gallons of olive oil." King Hiram sent this letter of reply to Solomon: "It is because the Lord loves his people that he has made you their king. Praise the Lord, the God of Israel, who made the heavens and the earth. He has given King David a wise son, gifted with skill and understanding, who will build a temple for the Lord and a royal palace for himself. I am sending you a master craftsman named Huram Abi, who is extremely talented. His mother is from the tribe of Dan in Israel, and his father is from Tyre. He is skillful at making things from gold, silver, bronze, and iron, and he also works with stone and wood. He can work with purple, blue, and scarlet cloth and fine linen. He is also an engraver and can follow any design given to him. He will work with your craftsmen and those appointed by my lord David your father. Send along the wheat, barley, olive oil, and wine that my lord has mentioned. We will cut whatever timber you need from the Lebanon mountains, and will float the logs in rafts down the coast of the Mediterranean Sea to Joppa. From there, you can transport the logs up to Jerusalem." Solomon took a census of all foreigners in the land of Israel, like the census his father had taken, and he counted 153,600. He assigned 70,000 of them as common laborers, 80,000 of quarry workers in the hill country, and 3,600 as foremen. And that is chapter 2 of Second Chronicles. Second Chronicles. Now I will read chapter 3, which is about Solomon building the temple. So Solomon began to build the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem on Mount Moriah, where the Lord had appeared to David his father. The temple was built on the threshing floor of Araunah, the Jebusite, the site that David had selected. The construction began in mid-spring during the 4th year of Solomon's reign. These are the dimensions Solomon used for the foundation of the temple of God, using the old standard measurement. It was 90 feet long and 30 feet wide. The entry room at the front of the temple was 30 feet wide, running across the entire width of the temple, and 30 feet high. He overlaid the inside with pure gold. He paneled the main room of the temple with cypress wood, overlaid it with fine gold, and decorated it with carvings of palm trees and chains. He decorated the walls of the temple with beautiful jewels, with gold from the land of Parvaim. He overlaid the beams, thresholds, walls, and doors throughout the temple with gold, and he carved figures of cherubim on the walls. He made the most holy place 30 feet wide, corresponding to the width of the temple, and 30 feet deep. He overlaid its interior with 23 tons of fine gold. The gold nails that were used weighed 20 ounces each. He also covered the walls of the upper rooms with gold. He made 2 figures, shaped like cherubim, overlaid them with gold, and placed them in the most holy place. The total wingspan of the 2 cherubim, standing side by side, was 30 feet. One wing of the first figure was 7.5 feet long, and it touched the temple wall. The other wing, also 7.5 feet, touched one of the wings of the second figure. In the same way, the second figure had one wing 7.5 feet long that touched the opposite wall. The other wing, also 7.5 feet long, touched the wing of the first figure. So the wingspan of the 2 cherubim side by side was 30 feet. They stood on their feet and faced outward toward the main room of the temple. Across the entrance of the most holy place, he hung a curtain made of fine linen, decorated with blue, purple, and scarlet thread, and embroidered with figures of cherubim. For the front of the temple, he made 2 pillars that were 27 feet tall, each topped by a capital, extending upward another 7.5 feet.